Hello, hello. This is Valerie McDowell, your writer, editor, author, book coach, and consultant. It is Write It Out Wednesday, and this is the day where we come on and put you back at the top of your writing list. And also, it is so many things happening today. It is March 15th, otherwise known as the Ides of March. It is my cousin's birthday. So shout out to Melody Daniel for celebrating another 29th birthday. So we shout out to her. And then also the Ides of March. It reminded me of, I think I might have been in elementary school when I learned about it, but actually it was Beware the Ides of March, set by a soothsayer in the play Julius Caesar by Shakespeare. And so there's a little history for you, and the historian nerd in me remembers that story from way back when. But anyway, again, I'm Valerie McDowell. I work with writing and time challenged clients, helping them get their stories told, their books published, and their dreams fulfilled. So I wanted to come on here. We come on here every first and third Wednesdays where we talk about all things writing, personal stories, what's going on in life, and then just, want to give you some tips as to your writing journey. And since about 2019, I've helped about 40 people write and publish their books, most of them for the first time, as well as helped about 100 people through my online course. So just want to shout out to you. If you have a book and you don't know where to get started, that you're stuck, or you just need to get started all over again, I'm here to help you. I am known as the Book Coach Accelerator, and I help accelerate the process of you getting that idea out of your heart, out of your mind, out of your soul, and onto the printed page. So tonight I have a great topic for you guys. I thought about it as some things are coming up. So my topic tonight is 5 tips to make room for your gift. 5 tips to make room for your gift. And so this subject came to me, like I said, as some new opportunities and networking events have opened up in the last few months. And some of them are going to become really great adventures in my life. And as I thought about each one, I could hear those small voices that often come to you when you're about to embark on some new things that often come with very limited thinking. And so I wanted to share some of the things even that come to my mind. And some of those thoughts and ideas that, we all are faced with are things like, you can't do fill in the blank, or I thought you were doing fill in the blank. And then finally, well, what happened to you? Fill in the blank. So many times, whether it's friends, family, people who have supported you in the past, people maybe who haven't seen you in a while, and they're like, oh, I thought you were doing this. Oh, well, what about that? Or you can't do that. As in maybe you don't have the credentials, you've never done it before. And, y'all know I'm a book coach accelerator. Most of my clients, like I just said, have never, ever written a book. Many of them don't even write regularly in their jobs because that's not what they do. And so, to be able to take a life story, to be able to take your expertise or use your educational experience and craft it into a book, this is a great accomplishment for so many people. So I'm just so happy that I get to do this so many times over and over again. But the thing is, as those thoughts came even into my mind, just as quickly, as they tried to invade, I had to push them out. I quickly pushed them out with my own responses, which, because I'm training my mind to be aware of certain, attitudes, responses, and things that flow through it, because they're not going to take up residence in my mind, but, in answer to the question, you can't do blank, the answer is why not? Okay. The second one, I thought you were doing blah, 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 blah. And your answer is, yes, I am. And, and then the third one, well, whatever happened to blah, 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 that blank. And you can say, still doing it, because the thing about it is, and I'll say it this way, as I titled this live, make room for your gift, or even 5 tips to make room for your gift. Your capacity to say, do, or be what God has called you to do, say, or be is so different from anyone else. Just as your book, your story, or even your book cover, since I'm working on quite a few right now, will be very different from someone else's, so too will be the opportunities that come into your life at any given time. Especially the ones that come into your life to change you, to advance you, that are for new beginnings, or even especially for a new you. In our life, we should constantly be evolving. Michelle Obama's book is called Becoming. Sarah Jakes Roberts' conference is called Evolve. So these words all speak to the fact that we aren't finished, that there's still more to come. There's more for you to learn. There's more for you to do. And I know that a lot of this is based on your own personal capacity, because again, the differences in us don't mean that we have to be limited by what other people do or don't have the capacity to do. The capacity I have to do things is not the same as maybe one of my siblings or my children. But their capacity to do other things is not the same for me. So things that they may love to do, I may be like, it's okay. And things I absolutely have to do, they may feel like, I would never do that. So you have to give room, just like we're making room in our lives for your gift. You got to make room for other people's capacity, in terms of whether it's big enough to hold what you're carrying or it's not. And be okay with that. Don't feel like everyone, and we see this in Hollywood, we see this with, a lot of musicians and singers and songwriters, and, that the people that they grew up with, we see it with actors, they may not come along with you at the end. They may be there for parts and partials of certain seasons in your life. And we even did a live about that, about people in your life for a season, a reason, or for life. And everyone is not in it for life. Some are just for a very particular moment, a season, a week, a month, a year, and others, you could, for the rest of your life, they're going to be there for you, but you have to know which ones are for what season. And be okay letting people go if their time is up, and don't take it personal. If that relationship ended, it was time. Some relationships you have to end, because they may hold you back from doing the thing that you need to do because they don't have capacity to do it, or they're just going in a different direction. And again, it's okay. And we have to allow people the grace and the flexibility and the elasticity even to grow, to stretch, to expand in those places that they need to. It may not be how you're doing it, but it's definitely what they need. So I just want to encourage you that, make room for the gift, and then here are my 5 tips. So the first one I want to say is prepare for your gift. Okay. Making room for your gift, prepare for it. And this is how you do it. Take some inventory. Okay. Take some inventory. Look at the value that you've added over time to your friends, to your family, to your organization, the company you work for, your community, your church, your faith-based, community, whatever it is. Like, what is the common denominator that people say about you? What is that thing that they say about, how you have added value, into their lives? And see, is this something that you can earn money from? That's a gift that you can do. If everyone knows you for doing certain things, then you can earn income from it. It's like people know me for pulling together organizations, for creating programs and productions and things like that. And they especially know me for writing and editing. And so those things have made me income, all my life. There are other things I love to do, but I haven't made income from it. It's fun. I enjoy it. I do it, but that's not a primary gift for me. It's more ancillary thing that I do because I enjoy it. But the thing about it is, it's like you have to prepare for it. Whatever we want to do in life, you have to prepare. Preparation always meets opportunity. So prepare for it. Okay. That's number 1. Number 2, yield to it. Okay. Yield. Like when you're coming into traffic, even though I think that a lot of that has fallen by the wayside, that it seems like the people who are coming onto an exit just come on, as opposed to yielding to the people who are already in the highway. But that's for another day. But yield to it. Something we want to do, something maybe that really goes against the grain of how we were made, our natural inclinations, our giftings, It's like if it's against, that sometimes we fight against the thing that we naturally do. We fight against the thing, and not negative things. I'm talking about your gifts, your talents, things that just come naturally. Just like you may see a child or, I'm sure many TikTok videos and YouTube and different things where, you see kids or people doing things just naturally. A friend of mine's, her daughter loves the Wednesday Netflix special, doing that dance. Her daughter's 4. She's practicing, okay? So perhaps that is her gift. But she also dances other things, but that has really been a thing for her. And her mom even bought her a black dress so that she can look the part. And so she's just practicing even more. She's yielding. Her mom is allowing her because her older sister likes cooking. So she might like cooking, but she naturally dances versus her sister, now she's got her own little cooking instrument. She's making eggs. She's putting, seasoning and different things, and it's coming to her. They're not fighting her to do it. She wants to do it. And so that's the thing. If you have to push and fight and it's just like a strain, I know as parents that a lot of times we, introduce our children to different activities and instruments in school and all kinds of things, but eventually it'll pan out as to what they like and what they don't like. And so save yourself money and heartache and traffic and, chauffeuring, if they don't do something, give it time, with all things, give it some time. But if it's just a fight, a battle every time for your child to do something, that may not be it. That may not be the thing for them. Just like there are things you don't like and nobody forces you to do it. So not forcing your kids to do things that are not natural to them or are not part of who they're supposed to be. We're supposed to watch our kids and see. They will tell. Most kids by 4, 5, 6 years old, they're already going in the direction that their natural talents and gifts are taking them. Whether they're kids who love to read. Like I was one of those kids. I always had a book. I was always reading. I love the library, So, is that your child? Maybe your child likes to draw. And you're just like, they draw on everything. They draw on like this. They draw on the napkins. They draw on the tablecloth. Like, stop drawing. They draw on the wall. But if you could hone it, and that's part of it, and actually that's part of my next point, equip yourself for it. If you're the person or your child or you're connected to people where you need to grow that thing, how do you equip yourself for the thing that you need to do? For me, I had to learn how to help people edit their books. I had to learn how to pull the story out of them. I also, I was a creative person anyway. So I could, I had to learn the right way to lay out a book for certain platforms. I had to learn what cover speaks. But I also had to learn that, is this the best use of my time? That even though I could do a lot of things, what is the best and most highest use of my gifts and talents? And that primarily is that storytelling. Okay. Is that writing? Is that organizational pull? And so I have to focus there, and then I can allow other people to grow in their gifts by not trying to take, my time and put it into those things that they do just easily. I can see immediately. I can tell you what I want. I can't always draw it for real. I used to could draw. There's a picture behind me on one of these walls where, it's in my living room, where I, drew with charcoal. Yeah, I used to love. I liked getting dirty with it, but it was like, that wasn't something I kept wanting to do. But the writing, always. I've got 5 million things I've written over years. I'm always writing something. I hear something, words really intrigue me. I see something. So, that's the direction that I have gone. So you have to equip yourself for it. You have to study. You have to research. You got to get mentors, teachers, coaches, whoever you need to grow. And then number 4, and we're talking about 5 tips to help you make room for your gift. Okay. So the 4th thing is pray for it. Okay. I'm a firm believer that some things won't happen until you pray. And no matter what your faith belief is, that you have to believe that, you have to put some words to that. You have to declare and say some things so that the thing that you want will happen, because, people don't know what you want until you tell them. People say all the time, oh God, I didn't know you wanted that. I didn't know you liked that. I didn't know you wanted to go there. I didn't know you liked to eat that. that? Because you haven't said it. You have to say out of your mouth, confess it, so that people can hear it and know, what it is you want to do. And then the last thing, the fifth thing, my fifth tip for how to make room for your gift is believe. You have to see yourself doing it, having the things that are in your heart, because that's where it starts. And no matter what it looks like along your journey, and at times it's going to look rough and up and down and zigzag and all kinds of things, even sideways, but keep believing, because it will surely come to pass. One of my favorite words, surely, And so once again, we're talking tonight about the 5 tips to make room for your gift. And so the first one is prepare for it. Okay, prepare for it. Number 2, yield to it. You have to yield to the gift. Number 3, equip yourself for it. All right, you have to equip yourself in order to do well, to be the best you can be, to be exceptional, to be unique, to stand out in the crowd of millions of people doing all kinds of things now. You have to equip yourself for it. 4, pray for it. Okay, pray for the thing you want. And number 5, believe. You have to believe. If you don't believe, well, how can anyone else believe in it? Okay, you have to believe in the thing that's inside of you that wants to come out, that wants to showcase what it can do. Like it might be solving, hunger, eradicating poverty, creating wells. It could be coming up with an instrument, a way to, an instrument for a doctor to use to not, cause damage in another part of the body because the instrument is so tiny or whatever, whatever it is. Equip yourself for it. Do it. Believe it. Pray about it and prepare for all those things, and you'll see it come to pass. So that's all I have for you tonight, and that's a lot. So I'm Valerie McDowell, your writer, editor, author, book coach, and consultant. I work with writing and time-challenged clients, helping them get their stories told, their books published, and their dreams fulfilled. So see you next time. Have a good day.